Hello, welcome to this update for the U.S. and Canada. So we have some important things going on the severe weather sector and also in the winter weather, especially in the severe weather. So let's see generally what's happening. So there's still the system in the northwest showing some heavier snow in Washington, Oregon still, and throughout the northwest, southwestern Canada as well. And we have those storms there in the south with the severe weather. So let's see the outlook here. So today's Thursday, the 26th. They just upgraded train enhanced risk there around Texas, especially southeastern Texas, and a slight risk all the way up to central Arkansas and those areas. So please be careful in those areas. This mainly for the tornado threat. So it's 10% hatched there around southeastern Texas. The potential for some strong tornadoes there today, and some 5% all the way down to southern Arkansas and around Louisiana too, and the 2%. So let's see, several tornadoes, including a strong potential EF2 plus tornado or two were possible this afternoon and evening across southeastern Texas. Damaging gusts of 6 to 7 miles per hour will leave large hail 1 to 1.75 inches in diameter, and will also be possible from East Texas this afternoon into Louisiana and southern Arkansas as far as west central Mississippi overnight. So please be careful in those areas. These storms can be serious and cause damage. So wind threat is also like, let's see if it loads because it's too slow. We have 15 and 5%, so be careful. And hail is a 15 and 5% as well there. So please stay safe in those areas and be careful. Here's the significant tornado parameter from the HER. So it shows there around southeastern Texas those high values now. So now is the main event. So I'm actually making this video very late. Now it's already the middle of the afternoon, so even if you're watching this, take action now. But just to give you a final heads up, this is happening right now. So this goal starts diminishing a little bit, but later this evening does show some very strong values still. Southeastern Texas, that strong tornado potential. This goes diminishes throughout the night, but still tomorrow morning some low parameters in Louisiana there. So please stay safe. Now for like surface precipitation. So here, so be careful. Now let's see if this works here. So you can see those storms there with the HER. So they go, those are strong cells southeastern Texas. This goes throughout Louisiana as well and Arkansas, and exits the coast in Texas. But still tomorrow morning around noon shows more rain and storms near central northern Mississippi, not areas. So please stay safe. Now just to give you like a final look, so some cape here, like some mixed layer cape. It's also a little bit higher in southeastern Texas. As you can see, like some 2,500 joules per kilogram. Some parts of southeastern Texas diminishes a lot throughout the night, but still a tiny bit in Louisiana tomorrow. So please stay safe with those storms there. And also be careful the wind gusts and everything. There's the HER here, but I'm not sure if it shows like the wind gusts from the storms or not. But let's see if it loads here. It might show something, but this is extremely slow today, the internet here, and I don't think this is working here. So now it shows a little bit better, but it's still having some problems. So miles per hour. So it does show some spots, some higher gusts, but that looks like some general gusts. So some gusts inside of those severe storms might be as high as like 60 mile per hour, like 51. So be careful those storms there. And now let's see the next few days. So tomorrow for severe weather, just a marginal risk near like Louisiana, Mississippi, and those areas, especially like into Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, but nothing crazy. A small wind threat 5%, a smaller hail threat 5%, and a 2% tornado. So a few strong to locally severe storms could occur across parts of central Gulf Coast into central Mississippi and Alabama. So be careful tomorrow, Friday, and be aware. But day 3 is something very crazy. They already have an enhanced risk on day 3 for Louisiana again, Mississippi and Alabama, and also in Arkansas, and a marginal and a slight risk around it. So probabilistic 30% hedged, likely some significant severe weather. And these 3 days out, they'll have more updates for sure, especially on day 1. So let's see, severe storms are expected Saturday from north central Louisiana to west central Alabama on Saturday. All severe hazards are possible. So a mid-level trough centered across Texas Panhandle will move quickly across southern plains and become negatively tilted across the Ozarks by Saturday evening to the Ohio Valley by Sunday morning. Rich low-level moisture will start to move inland across the Gulf Coast by 12 Saturday and continue to advance inland as the day through the day, as low-level flow strengthens across the warm sector ahead of the surface low. So this is the ideal situation for some big severe storms. So please stay safe there, and fire no critical, and the other day is nothing. And they already have some tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches there, so stay safe. Check the links in the description, especially the ones with the exclamation mark, to see the severe weather warnings. And also they have the rainfall, flash flood, massive scale discussions here. Then in other sectors like snow, we still do have those areas of potential some heavier snow in the northwest and Texas, no, not Texas, heavy rain, but the mixed precipitation across California, parts of Nevada, and those areas there. And they choose still as some freezing rain possible in New York, Pennsylvania, so we'll talk about that, and some spots of heavy snow in the northwest still. Day 3, the severe storms, a tiny bit of snow in Colorado, but still more in spots of Idaho, Washington, and Oregon, and the heavy rain in California, the flash flooding, and still more freezing rain possible there. Day 3. Excessive rainfall, slight risk from Texas to Tennessee. Today, be careful for flash flooding, those strong storms. A marginal in the northwest as well. Day 2, a marginal in like Mississippi to Tennessee, and a marginal like from California to Oregon. Day 3, a slight in California and Oregon, so be careful there, flash flooding. And this, they just have a marginal for the severe storms there, but that's already a threat. Day 4, the northeast and some spots of the eastern U.S., the Appalachians, and the show still a marginal in the northwest. Day 5, nothing. So be aware there. Snowfall still the higher probabilities there across the west. So day 2 shows more snow there, especially in the Rockies and some spots of the Cascades in Idaho. Day 3 still some high probabilities Wyoming and Idaho and Washington, Oregon. Day 4 still shows the northwestern probabilities and extreme northern Maine. Day 5 shows in the plains, potentially South Dakota, Nebraska, and Idaho, no Idaho, like and Iowa some, and also in the northwest too. Day 6, a spot or two on the east and more the northwest, and I don't know why I'm clicking this. Day 7 shows, I clicked it again, shows more there in the northeast some and the northwest. So be careful in those areas. Now for freezing rain probabilities. So this actually like shows more freezing rain probabilities today across Canada as well, especially like parts of central southern Ontario and Saskatchewan and some areas there. It shows also like in the US near North Dakota a slight risk of freezing rain. It shows more like some spots in the west along the mountains and the Appalachians. Saturday shows some across New York, Pennsylvania, and very high across Ontario, and still shows there like North Dakota to Saskatchewan, some more probabilities. Later to Saturday shows some very high probabilities near New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, so be careful in those areas. Some freeze rain potential late Saturday into Sunday. Still in Ontario, some high probabilities too, and already into Massachusetts and some areas there even later, shows still some high probabilities across New York, Pennsylvania, and very high across Ontario and Quebec. So into Sunday, still some very high probabilities there in Quebec and west and eastern Ontario, and journey throughout the northeast in New York, especially New York and Pennsylvania. Later Sunday still shows very high there in Quebec. Sunday, and still some lost probabilities across the west, but journey to the northeast and eastern Canada, which is those high probabilities of freezing rain. So be careful those areas. The day 3 through 7 hazards does show here at the freezing rain in the pink in the northeast, some heavy rain in the green, and some high wind and heavy precipitation, some heavy snow. So be aware in those areas. Day 8 through 14 does show some stuff, some heavy snow, potentially some slight risk, some high winds and that. So stay safe. And now for wind gusts, since we are with the HUR here, let's see what it has. So it has now some high gusts in Nevada, some areas there as well, northern Idaho and Montana, all the way to like 46, 50 mile per gusts, northern Washington. So this goes into Friday. The HUR has some very high gusts. They still like in the middle of the night, but shows some 65 mile per gust, some 54. So stay safe. Those areas in California shows the Sierra Nevada, some high gusts. Montana, those areas, some 56, 58 mile per gust. So Friday this goes. The HUR has like some very intense gusts in the mountains of Eastern California there around Friday morning. So be careful. And also in southern Oregon, some spots of Wyoming and Colorado, still even northern New Mexico in the mountains. This goes, and the HUR gets crazier in Nevada later Friday, and Oregon and those areas there. So be careful those areas. Friday, later into Friday, central Utah shows some high gusts, others like 65 mile per gust, 66. Colorado and the Rockies shows in the coastal Washington and Oregon once again there. And later into Saturday, still shows in the Rockies, some in Wyoming, Montana, and especially like in Washington and Oregon, and it shows some stronger ones in New Mexico and central Colorado especially. So stay safe those gusts, and also a little bit breezier near the Great Lakes a day or two there. Now for new snow here, so today's Thursday, so until Saturday the HUR does have some more snow there. So like, where's inches please? Here, so it does show in Oregon something like 11 inches, especially in the mountains, some 15 to like 24 inches, some more snow the Sierra Nevada too. So stay safe in those areas. In Colorado as well, some more snow in the Rockies, central northern Utah and Idaho, some 10 inches. Nevada, some 5 to 6 inches, and locally higher to like 13 inches. And be aware, some parts of southern western Montana, and especially in Idaho, some higher totals in Idaho, Washington. So be careful there. Now southwestern Canada does show still in British Columbia some 30 centimeters, some more in Vancouver Island, show some in eastern British Columbia too, and those areas there. So be aware. And does show still in Quebec and Ontario a tiny bit, but the thing there this week's mainly the freezing rain threat. Now for something interesting, let's see here. So I'll just show at tonight's low temperatures until Saturday afternoon, because the connection here is very low, and I don't want to risk the internet running out and I'm not finishing this video. So let's make it shorter today. But let's see. Still like tonight into Friday morning shows those very low temperatures in the northeast, and especially near the Rockies, some teens and single digits, the high elevations in the north there. So be careful, and zooming in the northeast here does show more like some -3 Fahrenheit, some 6, 7, 4 Fahrenheit, some 8. So stay safe there. Be aware the wind chills might be lower than that as well. And now for Friday afternoon, some 70s in the south and even 80s, southern Florida and Texas, and it shows more like 30s and 20s in the Rockies and the Northeast as well. So now, so that was okay. So Saturday night into so day 2 was Friday. Okay, so that was Friday afternoon. So now Friday night to Saturday morning does show still some teens and 20s the northeast. Be careful, locally lower northern Maine. It shows more the Rockies, those like teens in single digits, the very high elevations, some 20s in the plains and those areas too. So be careful there. And now since Saturday afternoon, still higher in the south there, and that heat and the moisture feel the severe weather, and shows more like some 30s, 20s the mountains, and some 30s the north and the northeast there. So be aware. Now Sunday until Sunday morning shows Saturday night some teens in the north there, some 20s, teens and 20s in the plains as well, and some 30s and teens in the northeast. So stay safe there. Be aware. And shows some heavier snow next 48 hours central Idaho and like into northwestern Wyoming. Those are like close to 25 inches or more. So some orange spots in central Idaho, northern Utah, Wyoming, and also central northern Colorado. It's close to 30 inches, some spots of Oregon and Washington. So be aware of that snow. And there's also the 24 max wind as very windy across Montana, California, the Sierra Nevada, and Oregon, and Wyoming. Locally, some 65 mile per hour gusts plus. So stay safe there. Now, just for some rainfall things, this shows here like quantity of precipitation. So this day too, from Friday to Saturday, shows the storms in the south there. Beware, some heavy rain. The northwest still the heavy rain there. Day 2 shows more across the east and the southeast. Saturday to Sunday, the severe storms there, and still some heavy rain. California and Oregon. Stay safe. Day 3 still shows there like more California and Oregon, and that adds up to create more flooding danger. It shows more in the southern Appalachians and the east around Sunday to Monday, and more like Monday to Tuesday across the east, and likely that snow in the plains and some stuff across the west. So stay safe there. For example, here the European model shows those storms now the severe weather that goes away, like as Saturday it does show that moisture there, some big severe storms in like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and all those areas that the low pressure continues. As 0 this Sunday, still Saturday evening, the severe storms go, and the system goes all the way north there. So yeah, be aware. And as you can see here, those spots of freezing rain in Canada, this will be Saturday there, and yeah, so be careful those areas and stay safe. Now for like the temperatures in Canada, I showed you yesterday, but still very cold there, especially northern Yukon, those areas. This goes in Alaska, it's very cold too, so be aware. But like now it's not that extreme, so like some -8, some -2, some -14 across southeastern Canada. It's very cold too, but this goes Saturday into Sunday. The Arctic air starts going to Canada there, as low as like -42 Celsius. It might be close in Fahrenheit as well. So please be careful. The wind chills, northern Yukon starting Sunday, and some spots there colder northwestern territories. Kind of a break in the south, but still cold. So stay safe. This will be next Tuesday, shows to like -43 northwestern territories. So stay safe there, and pretty chilly the other parts of Canada there. So now the snow the rest of Canada for like 2 days, Thursday until Sunday. The European model has some snow in Ontario there, some more across like Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Nunavut shows northwestern territories, and the heaviest snow in southern Alaska and British Columbia there. So be aware, in some in Quebec as well, and like northern Labrador. So be aware. It shows the snow from Ontario diving all the way down to to Wisconsin. So yeah, this is until Sunday only. So be aware. Now until the first, it shows that snow in the plains there, more on the northwest, and also more like northeastern Canada and some areas. So be aware. Now the wind gust in Canada is not, there's nothing that crazy, but shows the higher gusts southern Alberta maybe from time to time. Friday into Saturday shows maybe some more southern Vancouver Island late Saturday, and yeah, a thing or two in the Great Lakes and more there. So stay safe. The snow, the freezing rain, the severe weather, and everything, and like also beware of fog as well on these cold mornings. Check the sites for fog advisories and also freezing fog. And yeah, so that's Saturday, Friday, and more there. And rain accumulation, there might still be some heavy rain, some parts of British Columbia. That's mainly snow in the mountains, but there might be some rain on the coast too. So be aware, and in eastern Canada, and stay safe.